Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV, and I hope all is good in the world for you at present. It is, what day is it today? Tuesday? It is Tuesday. And the week is slowly coming to the middle of the week, and there is still no signings at West Ham for some crazy reason. But I will talk about that later on with Lucas. I'm here to talk about Kirk Zouma. Uh, See David Moyes' interview earlier on. He's saying that Zuma's progressing very, very well, and he really can't wait to have him back. Problem is, are we rushing him back too soon? He went down against Chelsea in a game where he was battered from pillar to post against Chelsea before he did actually get injured, and where seemed to be rushing him back. I've had a look at the fixture list, and I feel that the Manchester United game, he doesn't need to come back for that game. He really don't. He needs to come back after that game. He needs to target the Watford home game. But we've got Norwich, Leeds, Manchester United. Then we've got a 2-week gap in between, and then we've got Kidderminster Harriers, and then Watford on I think it's the Tuesday or Wednesday night. So Zouma, for me, why is he being rushed? Is it because the board or the owners don't want to go out and pay out for a top quality centre half? Or are we just rushing this man back because there is no choice? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a major issue at West Ham. It really is. When I look at sort of what Kirk Zouma has done this season with regards to West Ham, he's been phenomenally good, extremely good. He's come into a team and he's made us defensively very, very good. I think he's one of the best purchases for a defender that we've had for a long time. I really do mean that. Pace, power, strong, plays with a smile on his face. He enjoys being there, scores goals. He's a very, very good player. And we have missed him, I must admit, but I don't want us to sort of bring him back too soon that like the injury recurs again and then he's out for the rest of the season. Obviously, we've got Europa League, and I just don't understand why we're trying to push this man through. Like, he's doing very, very well. When he was first diagnosed, he was targeting the middle of February. Now we're looking at the middle of January, which is a month. Is a long. Like, when you look at a month's injury, and he's managed to get past it a month, that to me says he's being pushed through, right, relentless. But there is a but here. The Kidderminster Harriers game, right, and where basically we ain't going to need him in that game. I feel if we can get past the next 3 games, get to the Kidderminster Harriers game, then move on to the Watford game, the Watford game would be ideal for him to come back, I think, and basically go from there. I don't like this though. Right, we're trying to push these players through. Right, he's injured. He's coming back. Don't get me wrong, we need him because defensively, Issa and Dawson have been very shaky and poor, in my opinion. They really, really have. But it will remain to be seen if we're going to get another centre half at this club. To me, I personally, I feel that the board are trying not to buy a centre half or loan a centre half. I really do. I think if he does that, like, we'll get to the chat shortly. It's just scandalous, mate. Like, we should be buying a centre half to come in. So when Zouma's fit, you've got 2 quality centre halves there. But instead, we're trying to bring this player back, force him for his paces. I just don't think the Manchester United game is the game for him. I really don't. He's going to come in against a team who's, fair enough, they're not in form. They're not playing well at present. They're nicking 1-0 wins. But they are a pacey side. Is it a sort of game for Kirk Zouma to come back into? For me, not really. I don't think we play a 4 at the back at Manchester United. I think we go to a 3 with wing backs. I could just see that happening all day long. So, is it the game for Kirk? Not for me. Watford's done one for me. Getting back, Watford at home. Watford attacking wise will be very minimal. I think we'll be doing more of the attacking than them. nice game to bring him back and ease him in, and then go from there. Let's have a look at your comments. What we've got? We've got Dylan in the house. Hello, Dill. Hope you're well, mate. Fresh fielder. Zouma won't be back. Won't be rushed back. Leicester on the 13th will be the one. Long time though, mate, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Thing is though, Fresh, do we sign another player? That's the $1 million question. Can West Ham go from now, which is the 11th of January, to the 13th of February with only 2 centre halves? Because if we are hoping that he's going to come back on the 13th, I've got a feeling they're trying to push him through to get him fit, so it stops them from purchasing another player. I really do mean that. Let's be honest, we all know we need another centre half at this club, and there should be a centre half already here. Like, because if Issa or Dawson go down with COVID or whatever, an injury or whatnot, then to me that just says one thing. Do you know what I mean? They're just not prepared to pay the money or the finances. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Simon Rogers says, I think he will be back for the Man United game. I think it's a bad move, the Man United game. I really do mean that. Like, what it is a 2-week gap between the Manchester United game on the 22nd of January to our next sort of league game, so to speak, which is like, I think it's even longer than that. I think it's about 16, 17 days. Like, I checked the fixtures out, and there's like a little mini winter break towards the end of January. And obviously, we've got Kidderminster. I don't expect Kirk Zouma to come back for Kidderminster, and I don't think we should have any of the first team playing against Kidderminster. But Watford, to me, I think is a realistic target. That give him enough time to get back. Even the Leicester game, if he comes back to the Leicester game, you're up against Vardy, Daka, and all them lot. It's not an ideal game. I want him to be eased in rather than rushed in and hope for the best sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Freshfield says, no point rushing back for the Man United game. There's a 2-week break, which I've said, from the Premier League game straight after. I agree, mate. I really do. He's been a massive player for West Ham. He really has, and he's done phenomenally well. And any West Ham fan will tell you that out of the summer window, he's been the bright shining light to say, you know what, he's the one who's come in. He's organised the defence. He needs help. There's no two ways about it. He needs help in there. I think when him and Bono was together, they was a solid pairing. And then that's broken up. And let's be honest, Bono ain't going to come back till probably the end of this year, really. By the time he gets over his injury, gets back to full fitness, gets match sharp, you're looking at September, October time at least before he even looks like he's going to return. So, excuse me. When it comes to Zouma, he is we massively need him. There's no two ways about it. We really do need him. Along with what Simon just said there about Cresswell. We need Cresswell back in this team and all. And we need a left back at this club. There's no two ways about it. With a left back, we can sort of progress and not having to put players in positions where they're not comfortable, like Ben Johnson, Mazuaku, etc. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Fresh fielder, Norwich, 12th, Leeds 16th, 22nd, the 8th, midweek, 13th, the next 5 games. Interesting. Next 5 games there. Well, I expect to win at least 3 of them. Out of them fixtures, I expect us to beat Norwich. I expect us to beat Leeds. The Manchester United game is a game where we can win, but it all depends what sort of setup that we're going for up there. And if we go up there and we set up negative, we might get a negative result up there. Needs to be on the front foot. I think Man United is a doable game, though. I will say that. What else we got? Watford. I think that's a winnable game at home, 100%. The Leicester game. It's an interesting one, the Leicester one, because we're either very good up there or we're bad, really bad. I think we can win up there. So out of them 5 games, 3 wins. If someone said to me right now, you're going to get 3 wins, 2 draws, I would probably accept that. I really would. But I think we can beat Leicester at Leicester. But yeah, again, it's just whether West Ham turns up. Like last year, we turned up and we completely destroyed them. Never forget that game. The odds on West Ham to win that game was massively higher. And We won 3-0. I think it was like 50-1 or something, and we played phenomenally good, really, really good. So going up to Leicester, that is going to be tough, but these next 5 decide if we're pretenders for top 4 or serious contenders. I even think the next 2 games, I think if we drop points against Norwich or Leeds, then I'm sorry, we're not getting top 4 this season. Let's have a look. Moving on. Hamstring tendon. Vardy is so old, he's starting to look like Steptoe. Still a good player though, mate. You can't disrespect him. Look what he has done, and he still scores goals. You can look as old as you like, but he still scores goals, doesn't he? To beat Man United away, you've got to beat Man United, the home fans, the ref, and the fan VAR. Very, very true, mate. Very, very true. But obviously, if we do give Kirk Zouma back for then it's going to boost us massively. But I just don't think it's the right game. I really don't. We do need him, and we need a centre half at this club. I'm sorry, but with a Bonner out, the time a Bonner comes back and plays will not be for a pretty long time. Will Diop be here in the summer? I don't think he will be. And if we're relying on Craig Dawson, then sorry, but we ain't getting nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Craig Dawson's a backup player. That's what he is. And what you get with Craig Dawson is a solid, rugged Football League type defender who's very good, gets stuck in, but he's not that sort of ball playing centre half we need. Like as many times where Dawson will just get the ball and just hoof it straight up the pitch, and it's not what we need really. If I'm being honest, we need someone who can control things and marshal the defence totally. Simon says, I heard we're interested in the captain of Bournemouth. Well, who's that then? I know there's a player I would have at Bournemouth, talking about defenders, and that is Lloyd Kelly, left back, very good player. I've seen another player that we've got linked with today from Derby. Is it Lee Buchanan? Another very, very good player. What it is, West Ham are going down the young championship route. I watched players at the weekend, excuse me, in the FA Cup. Keane, Lewis Potter, I thought was very, very good for Al. I really did. I liked him. I really did. I thought he was 20 years old, bundles and bundles of energy. He reminded me of Bowen a little bit. Just not as good as Bowen. Not Bowen now. Bowen at Hull, when Bowen used to be decent. Gets around the pitch, gets stuck in, good on the ball. Really, really good. I was thoroughly impressed with Brennan Johnson at Nottingham Forest, and another youngster, Welsh winger, number 20, who played for Forest on the weekend. Excellent, mate. Pace to burn. He reminds me like of a young, like whip it of a winger. Just get the ball, run straight away. I thought he was really, really good. And I just think he's going to get better and better. What I like about him, he's so direct. Get the ball and he just runs, takes people on. And I like him, mate. I think he's like, if we could sign him up, like if West Ham was to go and sign a couple of youngsters from the Championship with promise, and then get a centre half and maybe like a sort of loner striker, I think we'd all be happy as fans. You know what I mean? But that's for another time. I will be doing something later on with Lucas, talking about obviously the Norwich game tomorrow, which is a big game. It is massive. But in all, right, to come on here and talk about Zouma, for me, it's a no for Manchester United. It's a yes for Watford. I think he'll be ready for Watford. I think Watford, he's got another, 3-4 weeks. I think he's ready. I don't think you need to rush the man. I really don't. But it'd be nice to have a centre half in here on loan. Like, I've seen links to the Monaco player. We keep getting linked with loads of players, but nothing is never sort of concrete to say, like, we're going to sign him. Talking of signings, I might as well bring it up. And I might as well bring it up about last night when we see Jesse Lingard coming on the pitch for Manchester United, which cup ties him now in the FA Cup. Then I have a little debate on Facebook today. People saying to me, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to football. I said, yeah, I know. But I turned around and said that Jesse should already be here. Jesse should have already been signed at West Ham. All right. I've never known a person to come in on loan and basically perform the way he did and not get signed. And I see a little thing today, whether or not it's true or not, but Spurs are looking at him now. He's looking at a loan move to Spurs. Now, if he does go to Spurs and Spurs sign him, then to me, that is all on the board. And I do not care what anyone says about Jesse Lingard. That is all on the board. Because the board pays the bills. The board's the one who has the final say. And the boy should have already been here. He really should have already been here. I've never known nothing like it. I've never known nothing like it when it comes to West Ham, when it comes to things like that. I remember going back to people in the chat of the older generation, Frederick Canute. We loaned him from Lyon, I think it was, back in the day. Come in, tore it up, and we couldn't sign him quick enough. Jesse comes in last year, fires us really to Europa League. And really, people were blaming Jesse rather than the board. Do you know what I mean? When I think really you should be looking at the board, the owners. Because the owners seem to get away with murder recently because the team's doing so well. To me, if you really wanted someone of his ability, you'd just pay the money. You would. You'd like Man United was asking for a lot of money, fair enough. But if you're gonna want to go up another level, got to pay the money at the end of the day. Simple as that. So it'd be a shame, but we will see. We will see. Let's get into the final. I don't know what's the matter with me tonight. Oh, dear. Let's see what his price just doubled after that game. We need to get them in before they put in the star performance versus the top team. Yeah. Sad to see Jesse won't be coming to West Ham. I agree, mate. I really do. It's a sad day because that would have been a player that might have elevated us to another level. This season we've been good. Don't get me wrong, we're fifth in the league and all that, but we need to. We're there. We just need a little push to get up to where we want to be. Top four is in our grasp, and I think if Jesse would have signed, I think we might be in that top four above Arsenal, 100%. I think he's just we're just a couple of the players away from a masterclass, really, from Moyes. But we will see. We will see. Nothing to do with his performance. He wanted to go back to Manchester. I agree to a point, mate, but I disagree on that. I think if Man United would have got an acceptable bid from West Ham and not a lower figure bid, I think Man United would have sold him. He was surplus to requirements at Old Trafford, so why would he want to go back there? If Man United are going to get a bid of 25 million, which I think he was worth at the time, he's 28 years old. He's just been one of the top players in the league last season. There's no excuses why he would have to stay there. Do you know what I mean? Man United are going to get a nice fee for him. He's coming to a club that he knows. Everyone's a winner, in my opinion. I doubt Jesse will play well as that hot streak, but you never know, mate. You never know. They fucked up when they made that mistake of no right to buy Lingard. True, I understand that, Simon. I really do. The thing is with me, when I look at it, none of the fans knew what Jesse Lingard was going to do when he comes to West Ham. Some fans, like myself, was thinking, is this kid just coming here just for a payday? Right, just to be like a bit part player. What he turned into a player that was phenomenally good. Like, phenomenally good. And the way he played, he could have got in any team last season. Like the way he was playing. Towards the back end of the season, I thought he was poor. Last 4 games. But the first 10, I'm sorry, but he was phenomenally good. Aston Villa, Wolves, Spurs, Arsenal, to name a few games last season where he come in and he was tearing it up. He really was. So, in hindsight, maybe we should have had that in there, but we didn't. And I think what it was, Man United just wanted 25 million, I think it was, or 30 million. Was he worth 30 million at the time? To me, you got a proven player, and we should have signed the geezer. We really should have done. But yeah, we haven't. And if he does go to Tottenham in this window, which I've seen today, his reputation with West Ham fans will go down. especially going to them. Of all the teams to go to, you're going to them. And if he scores against us with them, then that's even worse, in my opinion. What else we got? And we were like 4th, 5th when he joined. Yeah, we was 4th and 5th when he joined, but look at the goals he scored. Do you know what I mean? You have to give the geezer credit. Right? He scored some good goals for us and won us games. Like, we're 4th and 5th now, but at present we won't be there at the end of the season if we carry on doing what we're doing, like mix and match and putting players into positions that they can't cope. Do you know what I mean? Give the geezer a bit of credit. He scored 9 goals in 16 appearances. Come on, do you know what I mean? Maybe another loanee who's done that for West Ham. I can't remember one. Freddie Canute probably back in the day. Not that Man United are blocking the move to West Ham. We missed our chance when they offered him to us 30 million. We want a more bloody passage now. Man United don't want to do business with us. Yeah, they will, but the problem is they will want to do business come the summer. When I was on a Manchester United channel earlier on today, and I'm seeing them reporting Declan Rice for 115 million bid coming in the summer. To me, that's a worry. That really is. That means Man United mean business in the summer. Would West Ham sell him for 115? I think our owners would, if I'm honest. I know 115 million is a lot of dough for one player. And Man United will need to strengthen in the summer because they're piss poor at the minute. They know it. We know it. And that's a team that won't be piss poor for long if they start spending the right dough in the right areas. And I think Declan's on their shopping list big time. I don't think he goes to Chelsea. I don't think that would happen. I think he's burnt by Chelsea for releasing him. I think he will never forget that. I think the Liverpool situation, Liverpool don't spend that type of money on players. They really don't. So all it leaves is Manchester United, Manchester City. Manchester City is an interesting one. If Fernandinho retires, would Deck go there? He's got Grealish there, Foden there, Sterling there, Kyle Walker, England connections. But Manchester United look like they're lining up a big bid for him from what I've watched today. And for me, that is a concern. That really is. If he goes, I'll be heartbroken. Because ever since he's been captain of this club, we have gone from there to there in a short space of time. But he's transformed us, sort of, our mentality. Like you hear him on interviews and you hear what he says. He's a driven footballer for so young and all. He's just top draw. He really is. So that is a concern on that. 30 million for someone in last year is taking the piss. Bad deal, don't blame them. That's your opinion, mate. But the way I look at it is, at the end of the day, I've seen us pay out for Hugh Gill. I've seen us pay out for Anderson. I've seen us pay out for other players who are just not being good enough to wear the shirt. Zaza, Jonathan Calleri. Do you know what I mean? 30 million, mate. Come on. Fans who go home and away deserve a bit of success at this club. And I respect all of them who go home and away. Even the ones who don't go home and away and support this club through thick and thin. You got to respect that. And if he comes in and does a job, then that's what we all want, isn't it? Deep down. So, yeah. But we will see. We will see what happens. But let's hope to see some transfer news in this coming week, I must say. Always said signing our first week of the window and move on. I agree. We got here, Luke Legend. They tried to add the clause, but Man United said no. They do haggle, mate. I must admit, you are right. I just read that through. I leave that up there as I keep going through. What's it? Go to the bottom there. Rice won't be moving this window. I agree. As Trojan says, I can't see him moving this window. Not a chance. Not with Mark Noble's last season at West Ham. He's got too much respect there. Unless Manchester United come in with an absolute mental bid of like 130 million or something, I just don't see it. But I can see him going in the summer. I really can. It's a big big week for West Ham. Tomorrow's game, Sunday's game. We need 2 wins. There's no 2 ways about it. We need to have back-to-back wins, push us up there. Arsenal, Spurs on Sunday. But they're going to lose points. Right, what I'm hoping for in that game is a draw, so they only get a point each. So this is our time now. We need to start motoring. And obviously we've got the Europa League come up back on in March, or end of February, beginning of March. So it'll be interesting to see. Right, let's get your final comments in. I want Lingard, don't get me wrong, but having taken the piss out of us, yeah. If he goes to Spurs, I'll be gutted, really, mate. I will. Deep down, I'll be gutted because I'll be looking at him and thinking. And the questions will need to be asked on that: is it him? Is it the owners? Because someone needs to blame you. Like, why would Jesse Lingard want to go to Tottenham? What does Tottenham have to offer that West Ham can't offer at present? We're in the Europa League. We're progressing as a club. The only thing I can think of on that is that he knows Declan ain't going to be there next season. And that's why he's thinking twice about it. That's the only thing I can think of, that he's spoken to Declan, and Declan said, well, in the summer I'm going to be gone. And he's thinking, oh, no, I ain't going to come here. And, do you know what I mean? I just don't understand it. So, to me, we will see. We will see. Right. Yeah, it's possible, mate. Apparently, you're lining up at £8.5 million bid for Kiefer Moore. I don't know what to say on that one, mate, really. Good player. Ex-Truro, I think Town player, I think he is, or Truro United or something. Plays for Cardiff, scored a couple of goals for Wales, but shouldn't we be aiming a bit higher than Kiefer Moore? Kiefer Moore is, no disrespect, Norwich City standard. We need top 6 standard. Do you know what I mean? And he's aging and all. But yeah, again, it's a cheap option from the board yet again. And that'd be it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Kirk Zouma, don't rush back. Take your time, get your rest, and make sure you rest up well and do your gym work and maintain your fitness, because we're going to need you, mate, in the Europa League this year. Right, we've got a good, busy few months ahead at West Ham, and the last thing I want to happen is him to get injured again. So, do you know what I mean? And also, Moyes and the board, like, need to see someone in here after the Manchester United game. I don't believe anyone signs this week. I called it with Daya. Daya owes me some money. I had a bet with him. I said that there was no signs coming in the first week of the window. He disagreed and said there was. We had a little punt, and he owes me money. So this week, all I can see is West Ham seeing out these 2 games. Possibly next week there might be something. But if there's not anything done after that, then after the Man United game, there is no excuses, because our next game is Kidderminster Harriers. If you're going to sign a couple of players and bring them in against them, because that'd be a good thing, like, to get these players going. Like, it's a big season, West Ham. We're 5th in the league, as everyone keeps telling me. We've got to embrace it. But listen, we was 2 points off of Champions League last season, right? We can do it this year. Right? If we have the ambition to do it as a big club and start acting like a big club, we can get to where we want to be. I want to see us get to Champions League, because once Champions League comes, if we can get there, right? People say we're going to get battered every week. I disagree. Right? If you invest in the right areas, you bring in top quality players, right? You ain't got to spend 20, 30, 40, 50 million. Like, look at some of the players that we've signed, like Souček, Kafal, Bowen. They haven't cost fortunes. Do you know what I mean? So let's start acting like a big club. Like, if it's good enough for teams like Leicester and other teams who, like Everton in the past, who have got Champions League, it's good enough for us, mate. It really is. So let's start having a bit of ambition at the club. And I'll be back later on tonight at 10:30. I'll be joined by Lucas, all the way from the US of A, and we'll be talking Leeds game. Vlasic will be on the topic of conversation, and we'll be seeing what Lucas thought of Vlasic's performance. I thought he was very good on Sunday against a poor team. I must admit, Leeds were very poor, but this week will decide for me. If Flashes turns up tomorrow night, performs. If Flashes turns up against who's the other one? Leeds, and performs, then Flashes is starting to turn a corner with a lot of the fans who've dared him, and that be including me. So, anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'll catch up again with you soon. All the best. Take care. Bye.